ladies and gentlemen, we've had some very interesting flavor. Bitcoin up 5%. Yeah, is that what's going on? Welcome to tonight's live, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Tino. And firstly, I just want to put out a little announcement for you all. If you are following me on any social media accounts, whether it be on X, TikTok, Instagram, please be mindful. There are people creating fake accounts that can't even spell the username correctly, and they will be reaching out to you pretending to be me, starting the conversation with, hello. Listen, you ever get a message from me? You ain't ever starting with hello. Too formal. All right, I do drop the waistcoat, but hey, we've got some form of an image to maintain. We want to at least come across as dressed for the occasion, such as Bitcoin making a move to the upside, which we're going to be diving into tonight and putting into perspective for all of you. But just be mindful, okay? These guys are reaching out, pretending to be me, and they're going to be asking you to deposit money in all sorts of spaces. Do not do anything. I will never reach out to you all at all. That's not because, whatever. It's nothing to do with that. It's for your protection as well as mine. So if anyone reaches out to you, you know it's a scam account. So please be careful with that, ladies and gentlemen. All right? I'm going to keep on mentioning this because they're starting to really take the mick. Now, back to flavor. What's been going on? Word on the street is MicroStrategy's picked up a little bit more Bitcoin. Well, what do you expect? That's their business model. The hype's not there anymore. We know you're going to be buying it. But $600 million of inflows into cryptocurrency investments? What do you think they're buying? The ETF. That's good news, isn't it? Now, we're going to be diving into a couple of things tonight. We're going to be understanding why Warren, sitting on $170 billion of cash, sent a newsletter out to the to the shareholders, the annual newsletter, should I say, letting them know that he doesn't know what to do with the cash. Oh, this guy knows exactly what to do with the cash. He's the guy that everyone turns to when it comes to investing in the stock market. When Warren's sitting on cash, you know, this guy's waiting for a discount, not a premium. This is not me to piss on anyone's fire. No. Everything and spirits are up in cryptocurrency tonight, ladies and gentlemen. We have had the first and the most significant move away from the critical psychological levels, which is what we wait for at the start of every trading week. Now we can add weight to understanding what's going on. Now, there's a lot of slack going around. Everyone's now starting to attack the bears, saying, yeah, the bears are being smacked across the face, but please, ladies and gentlemen, those of you that are in profits, as Bane would say to good old Batman, victory has defeated you. Don't be that. Be humble with your success. Take what you can from the market, okay? Because there will always be another time to get back in. Just pay yourselves, man. You know? Just do it. Don't sell everything, but just take something, you know? Go and reward yourself. Go take the ladies out. Don't sell your nan's lung to get into Bitcoin. Don't, because we've got a very interesting week coming up. A critical inflationary reading that the Fed relies on is being tipped to come in higher. That's not good. So let's just put things together now. Could all of what we're witnessing across the board right now be a huge setup? Whether it's a setup or not, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to break it all down for you. I'm going to be talking about why Google Trends right now is something of importance for us, because apparently retail ain't interested in cryptocurrency, all right? Even though Bitcoin's moving up, they're not interested. So we're going to look at that and compare where the interest was pre-2021 bull run cryptocurrency and to where we are right now. And I'm going to give you a couple of logics to take away with you so that you can say to yourself, okay, yeah, maybe this guy has a point. Okay, maybe this guy doesn't have a point. And just for one point of reference, if you watched the live that we did earlier on today, I was merely the messenger, but we did say Bitcoin would go up. So please, bro, And all the guys that are like, ha, 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 you were wrong. You were wrong for watching 5 minutes of the stream, my bro. You didn't watch it all, okay? If you watched, you could have capitalized on some flavor today. So, ladies and gentlemen, mad love and respect. If you are new to the channel passing through, hit the like button because it helps us with the good old algorithms of the YouTube elders. But subscribe if you're enjoying what you're witnessing right now, and do that on the way out if you are satisfied. Make sure you hit the bell notification, or I like to call the ding-a-ling, so you get notified about these streams that we do twice a day, Monday through to Friday. Let's get with the flavor, ladies and gentlemen. And these glasses, I'm getting sick and tired of wearing these things. Okay, so, yes, Sailor, 9 hours ago, MicroStrategy has acquired an additional 3,000 Bitcoin for 155 million. To be frank with you guys, the pace that MicroStrategy is operating at is somewhat a bit boring right now. I really need to pay attention to what's going on with this ETF story, okay? Because they need to buy the Bitcoin to put into the ETF. That's how this business is operating right now. So where we at? Grayscale has managed to successfully increase their portfolio to 1.42 billion. Not a bad day's work, okay? On top of that, BlackRock is now edging close towards the $7 billion mark. As you can see, 332 million increase in value for the day. And it looks like things are getting promising, man. This was at 115,000 last week. Now it's going up to 127,000. They are stacking that thing. It's getting very, very good. TikTok's obviously X is obviously going crazy. We're seeing all sorts of things being discussed over there. You can see Solana's pulled out some good moves to the upside. I'm going to be talking about Solana. So if you are interested in Solana, sit tight. I'll be talking about that for you. Capo is getting quite a bit of heat. Okay, there's a lot of heat on this guy. Capo waiting for 12K by Gordon. Ninja talking about it's calling the top for the 100th time in the past 20 days. They won't trap me. Invalidation equals Capo. Okay, so fair play to the guy. Comes out, he puts out his projection, and he's like, nah, it's not. This is it, and X, Y, and Z. Okay, cool. So, he's looking at maybe a bigger picture of things, but let's just start looking at something, okay? And if all of you, right now I'm running a poll, okay? Is this Gaps Anonymous? To acknowledge the chat, okay? Is this Gaps Anonymous? I'm Dave, and I feel Gaps. Dude, man, come on. My days. I'm scarred with it. But anyways, I'm going to present something to you all right? Don't worry. I'm going to get to Bitcoin price action, ladies and gentlemen, and holders should know, okay, that we are edging towards these vector candles. We're finalizing the vectors. You guys have been given the heads up for it, okay? We're working vectors right now, which is very important. So I'm going to be talking about Bitcoin price action in a second. I've got a story for you to put together so that you are informed with what to do going into this week, because I only stream twice a day. The New York Open, where it's, yo, ladies and gentlemen, mad love and respect and all that madness. And we're talking about price action, okay? Then in the evenings, we like to do a deep dive on a couple of things and talk about certain aspects of where we are in cryptocurrency, okay? So this is what I want to present to you all right now, right? Stock rally stalls at a start of a data-packed week, okay? So let's just go and have a look at what we've got going off this week. Wow. Going into the end of the month, we have durable goods orders, which is projected to come in at minus 4.9%. Consumer confidence, and then the most critical thing that the Fed is waiting for is the core price index. What's so important about the core price index? So it differs from the core CPI in that it only measures goods and services targeted towards and consumed by individuals. Prices are weighted according to total expenditure per item, which gives important insights into consumer spending behavior. CPI is released about 10 days earlier and tends to garner most of the attention. It's the Federal Reserve's primary inflation measure, okay? And the word on the street is suggesting that that bit of information is due to come in higher, okay? As we go down into it, it says, as the economy comes back to the forefront, the Fed's favored inflation gauge is projected to show the biggest increase in a year. Thursday's core personal consumption expenditures price index will likely highlight the bumpy path the central banks face in achieving its 2% target. So why is this important for us? Well, we just recently had the inflation data coming in at 3.1%. Surprise, mother! That's what the reading was. They didn't expect that, okay? But Powell kind of gave us the heads up that things were actually a little bit difficult when he said at the FOMC meeting, there ain't no soft landing. Completely dismissed it. No soft landing. Oh, what does soft landing mean? Effectively means that even though we've had high interest rates, will the economy be able to bounce back? Well, he's saying, whoops, he's saying that that's not the case, okay? So that's what's going on in terms of the stock market. Then we've got something like this. Buffett sitting on a cash mounting of nearly 170 billion. Buffett usually tells people what he's getting involved in, all right? Now, he's wrote the letter out to his for the investors, the shareholders, his annual report, and it's to 3 million shareholders on Saturday along with the annual results. So the report revealed that Berkshire's operating profit rose 28% over the last year to 8.5 billion. Net profit more than doubled to 37.6 billion. So just to put things into perspective, ladies and gents, all right, the actual stock that we're talking about, Berkshire Hathaway, to put things into perspective for you, just pull up the recent list and you'll understand where we are. Where are you? Berkshire Hathaway. Here we go. Oops. Here we are. Not bad. That's what we got. $615,356 per share. Average daily volume is around 10,000 shares per day. Big boys. Big boy stock. Not many people are involved in that in terms of retail. Fund ownership, not many players. They're not getting rid of it, as you can see over here. Fund ownership, sticking each quarter. It's the same, all right? Management holds 40% of the stock. Funds hold 11% of it. Buffett has very little debt. Very little, okay? But when Buffett is actually talking about not knowing what to do with his cash plus, all right, he's there thinking, what could we be going into? No takeover targets right now. That's what Warren is famous for, going in, taking over companies, buying them out. Now, why has he got all this cash? Well, let's just go and have a look at the stock market for a split second. Let's look at where we are right now. This is going to help you understand what Bitcoin is likely to do if Bitcoin is going to be tethered to the stock market. Because quite frankly, if BlackRock, okay, who are a big investment fund, are buying Bitcoin for the ETF, the logic would be that if something rocks the marketplace, BlackRock will do what BlackRock Wall Street fashion does, okay? They will run to safety. Do we think, and you let me know in the comment section, these companies that are involved in cryptocurrency have got the idea in the back of their mind that Bitcoin is truly a hedge against inflation, hedge against a black swan event, hedge against whatever you want to call it? That's the question. Because if there's a problem in the stock market and investors are rushing to pull their money, well, we know that not many investors are endorsing the idea of the Bitcoin ETF. Vanguard won't promote it to its clients, okay? BlackRock is doing its best to encourage investors by getting involved and picking so much of it up. But then we go over and look at the trends of Google, and we can see the web traffic on cryptocurrency right here. Top left, Google search volumes for Bitcoin, for Ethereum, Coinbase, NFTs, and Uniswap. Well, that's pretty interesting that we got NFTs, Uniswaps, and Coinbase, but for Bitcoin and Ethereum, we haven't got that much happening right now, okay? So now I'm going to just take this logic right here on this web traffic story to help you make sense of what if scenarios, okay? Just stick with me on this one. So, the stock market, right? This week's data could actually compromise the actual NASDAQ rally, okay? So if we just quickly go back to this story right here and have a look at the chart just to know where we are in terms of the NASDAQ and the S&P, okay? So NASDAQ right now currently towards the previous, well, the composite index is towards all-time highs per se, and you can see that things are starting to get a little bit tricky because we've got gaps which are acting as exhaustive gaps, climatic behavior, and investors are effectively waiting to see if the information is going to solidify, if the economy is going to see some headwinds with regards to whether the Fed is going to increase interest rates, hold, or actually start to cut. We're waiting for a Fed pivot. That's what we're waiting for, okay? Now, the prospect of getting money cheaper later on is something that investors are actually thinking about. Now, if we just quickly go over to the bonds market to put things into perspective, you're then going to understand exactly where I'm going with all of this stuff regarding crypto, okay? So 10-year right now, this is the 10-year bonds market, right? So if you go to the government, you are effectively picking up the 10-year bond. You are only generating 4.283% on a 10-year bond. You go and pick up a 2-year bond, you're picking up 4.73%. That's a problem for me because it means that investors aren't looking at the bigger picture. They're only interested in shorter-term gains, okay? And if this starts to go up, then the stock market starts to go down, okay? Now, let me just understand what's going on with these conversations that we're having on the chats. Did you feel Jacob? Oh, no, I did not feel Jacob Rothschild, and he gapped out. No. Yo, Tino. Anon, man. Yo, Tino, we always use the psychological levels every week. Do those exist on bigger time frames, monthly, quarterly, etc.? Well, you can take the first high and the first low of the monthly candle. You can take and if you do the free course on tradersreality.com, okay? So if you go to this free course that I've got on the hybrid system, it teaches you how to mark off your own psychological levels for any asset. It shows you what you need to do. Now, remember, the psychological levels themselves are created on the legacy markets. The legacy markets being the Forex, indices, the stock market. You can use them, okay, on those legacy asset classes, all right? But the logic is that it starts on a Sunday night in Forex, okay? So 10 p.m. UK time, that's when the Forex market opens, okay? 10 p.m. UK time, right? That's Sunday night. You start looking at formulating your psychological levels from that point, okay? The course here teaches you how to draw your own psychological levels. All of this teaches you how to use the hybrid system without using the indicator. You need to know the tools, okay? You become a bronze member free of charge. Go through the checkout, okay? So if you want to take advantage of it, do it, okay? It's only an hour long, and there's lots of resources on there. People have enjoyed it. See the ratings. It's 5 stars, happy days. But you do get the value of what I'm talking about with regards to the psychological levels. They are so important, and we're going to be talking about that in a short moment, okay? So back into that. That's tradersreality.com. It's in the description of the video if you haven't got access to it. Right. Now, so, stock market, we know Warren's sitting in cash. There seems to be some selling happening by smart money. Look, smart money's coming down, okay? It's coming down. That means retail's pumped. This is the S&P right here, okay? So we are at price extremes. So this is where we've got to be very careful if the stock market could actually get a bit prone to a few reversals. And this week itself could be the reversal for the stock market to see some consolidation to pull prices back, okay? We've already got an interesting week next week with the start of the month with good old ECB press conference. Powell is testifying, and we've got the non-farm employment change. And then as we go into the month of March, we go towards the 20th, 23rd, and we have the FOMC FOMC economic projections, which all of the data that we've got right here is what Powell is waiting for to talk about at the press conference, okay? That's why they are data dependent. So whatever's going on in cryptocurrency right now, okay, please make sure that you are taking advantage of it. Take something off the table. Just pay yourself. Put some money in your pockets, guys, okay? Because the FOMO is very real, okay? Everyone's pumped right now. Let's just go and have a look at something. Look, the liquidation points right now are absolutely phenomenal. Shorts are getting smacked left, right, and center. They're eating the liquidity. People are in denial. Let's just go to the glass node for a split second and understand where we are in net unrealized profit and losses. Guys, listen, we are now at a state, well, price is trading sideways, but this will be updated later on. We should see some curvature to the upside on this, so this will be updated. And are we potentially heading into a state of euphoria and an element of greed coming into play, okay? if they do decide to do that, that'll be the first time cryptocurrency investors or net unrealized profit and losses of Bitcoin holders would have actually gone into the state of euphoria and greed. Now, going back into the idea of what's going on in terms of the trends, let me present to you something. Why this move to the upside could be compromised. Stick with me on this one. I want to give you both sides of the story so you're not blindsided by just gains. They're not gains until you pay yourself, ladies and gentlemen, till it's sat in your account doing nothing or getting ready for the next move. Okay? Let's be serious about this. It's all exciting. You're in London. Yeah, man. Looking at the poll right now, I can see 868 of you have voted. And so far, 63% of you are long. 37% of you are short. A super chat from this gentleman says, Tino, we need you to tell us where you see PMPY going, please. Thank you. PMPY Ghost. I will get that done for you. Okay, so just bear with me. Stick around with me, and I'll get that done for you. Okay, so going back into this story about Bitcoin, 2021, if we actually look at the trends of Google, of this chart right here. So let me expand it for you. Check this out. So this is where we are right now. If we look at all right, the last run of Bitcoin was from 2021, the 2nd of January, 2021, when Bitcoin printed a very interesting green vector candle, which happens to be the day that I started to talk about Bitcoin. Okay? That was the first live stream. 22, right? That's where we are. This is the interest of cryptocurrency on Google. So retail was like, what's going on, man? I'm missing out. And have you heard about this thing? Bitcoin, what is it? It's that digital money thing. What is it? That's that right there. Okay? That's retail. Okay? Now, let's just go into the chart for a split second and understand where is that on Bitcoin. So, don't worry, green vector's there. It's cool. That's right here, guys. Here we go. This area zone here. So Google Trends was suggesting, all right, that at that point, people were showing an interest in cryptocurrency. That led to a move up, also led to a retrace. That also led to a significant move to the upside. Happy days, okay? So just zoom out, have a look, right? That's where we are. So from the interest on Google, all right, on the 21st of January, where is it? The 1st of January, where is it? 2021, the 1st of January, 2021 to the 8th of January, 2021. That is what we had right here. This was the hype. That led to Bitcoin making a move to the upside to then make a retrace. And then Tesla starts coming in on the 8th of February, buying up Bitcoin. That would be this candlestick right here. There we go. And then you just see Bitcoin trailing to the upside. And then happy days, they hit the all-time high of 65K-ish. And then Bitcoin slumps from that point. Okay? So let's just understand that the impact that retail will have, or interest in crypto, that we need to see happening on Google. Because remember, BlackRock is getting involved in crypto, okay? Is it because they know that not enough people are involved in crypto and everyone's going to come into the space of cryptocurrency? And then that would be when they start to take profits. Would that lead us after the halving event? Remember, the halving event means that miners will only be receiving half the reward. The supply of Bitcoin doesn't get cut in half. No, it still stays the same amount. It just means that miners will be receiving half the reward for verifying transactions, okay? But it's deemed as a very volatile time in cryptocurrency, which usually leads to big movements to the upside, okay? If you go back and look at the live streams from the Chinese New Year, we were correct in our projection that we could likely see Bitcoin make a nice move to the upside in the window of the Chinese New Year. There's your movement. They kept it sideways and they decided to do it today. Nice, brilliant move to the upside. So hear me out with what I'm trying to say right now. So if the logic shows that people's interest in cryptocurrency, people's interest in cryptocurrency would then see Bitcoin's move to the upside increase from that interest to 120%. Because when you look at the actual trend itself, for all the way up until May, okay, May 2021, there was high interest in crypto. We look at January, February, March, April, May. So the top was in for Bitcoin. Okay, no. This was the first instance, all right? So, wait a sec, 65. There we are, yeah. So in May, that's when the interest started to peak out in Bitcoin. Then it all starts to come down. Perfect time for them to sell into that logic. Remember, I just said that if the ETF is coming into play, they're going to wait for retail to step in, start buying it all because everyone's all pumped about cryptocurrency, sell it into them, okay? This area here from January the 1st, 2021 to May the 5th, 2021, that's when the interest was at its most on the trend cycle on Google in principle, okay? As we go over here, we see on when the high was established, which was in November 2021, we go back into that, and November 2021 will put us inside of this area here. Here we go. Here's the 11th, 2021, 11th of November. The rally was there, 34%. Oh, sorry, 34 as a reading. There was no interest from retail. They got shaken out on the previous move to the downside over here. In other words, they weren't going to believe it. So Bitcoin makes the move, and then it completely annihilates and drops to the downside. Now let's look at where we are right now. Looking at the data, you can say to yourself, well, we're currently right now at 27, 23. There's no interest from retail. So does that mean that this move right here, is it? Now, look. People will call it the pre-bull run, okay? So by that principle, how many of you would be of the understanding, based on this logic about the interest of retail? Because it seems like it's like a cloak and dagger kind of story. We've got the ETF going crazy. Everyone is pumped about crypto who are involved in crypto, okay? But where's the interest from the masses? We want it from the masses. We want everyone to jump onto crypto. You know where you stand with cryptocurrency and what retail is saying about cryptocurrency when you can go to a random person, okay? I'll tell you what, let's do something really fun. Go to a random person in the street, okay, and ask them the question and ask them if they can actually do this and get their authority to do so, okay? And ask them, do you know what Bitcoin is? Just go up to them, record it and say, do you know what Bitcoin is? And tag me on Instagram, okay? At Traders Reality, okay? Tag me on Instagram, all right? And then you can use that for anybody in the future wants to go and have a look at what retail's opinion is of cryptocurrency. You'll see it on there, all right? Please make sure you get authorization. Don't go up to people and grab them by the throat and say, listen, man, I need this information, bro. I need to know, do you know cryptocurrency, all right? Do it as a social experiment. Just understand where you are. Don't go to a guy, okay, who's walking around with a t-shirt that says BTC, all right, and say, bro, do you hold Bitcoin? That would be skewed evidence. It wouldn't be a valid qualitative bit of information. Who would this be? Okay? It wouldn't make sense. Go up to someone waiting at the bus stop. Someone in the queue at Costco. Go up to them, hey, just quick question. Do you mind if I record this? It's just for some nut job called Tina at Traders Reality. He just wants to see the popularity of cryptocurrency. Do you know what Bitcoin is? Sorry? See you later, bro. Thank you very much. Okay? Try it. At Traders Reality. Okay? And we can use that. And we'll make reference to it on the lives. See how many people and who actually did it. And that'll be really interesting. Just please be very responsible. All right? Cool. So, this is my story. All right? The idea is that this could be a pre-run. It could be the first move before we truly get the move of Bitcoin, because the move is very significant, ladies and gentlemen. That leads me to today's price action. Like, we go into it and you can see Bitcoin is like going crazy right now. All right, coming into previous red vector candle recovery zones. Top side right here, we got one more vector candle. Now, I know the guys in the Platinum members on the website did very well today. Just go and have a look at that stuff that we did earlier on today. What day are we on? Okay, yeah, 26. So here was our projection this morning on Bitcoin. We anticipated that we would want to see Bitcoin probably try and pull back ever so slightly and then try and load up some longs with the attempt to start making some move to the upside. Happy days. So they smashed that out of the park. We go into Ethereum, same story. We had this move to come to the downside. We were expecting this area to be somewhat V-shaped plays, the psychological area holding out, coming into the red vector recovery range. They completely ripped that apart. I did speak about Solana as well in the video. Okay, we actually had Euro. They did relatively well. Euro did come up towards our zone over here. Just quickly have a look at Euro for a split second to put that into perspective. Did we actually do well on euro? Yeah, we did. We saw the big sweep to the ups. No, here it is right here. Yeah, so I wanted them to try and come up and clear the red vector candle, but they came into that point and then reversed from it. So they kind of took advantage of a nice play with that to the upside. For nearly 5 hours of not stop going up. So that was happy days right there for the guys in the platinum section. And what's even worse, right, is where is it? Where is it? Solana. There we go. So there, Solana has made a very interesting move. We set the target from here at the 101 zone, and they've just completely ripped it all the way to the upside. Absolutely phenomenal movement on Solana. But if you notice Solana last week, okay, this was a previous week's vector block support, all right? And they held it from last week, and they just shifted it out to the upside. They held it from last week, and it confirmed it today and made the move to the upside, all right? So if you are interested in those day-to-day setups, I do that every single day. Go to tradersreality.com, look at the members section, and you'll be able to dive into becoming a platinum member. It's in the description of this live, and it's pinned to the top of the chat as well. All right? Cool. Now, something else. Bitcoin reaches 53K, because we're now going to talk about BTC. All right? Bitcoin reaches 53K as daily trading volume soars over 50%, all right? But this was done today at 5:15. Now, what else have we got? Bitcoin hits 2-year highs, crypto fund inflows near 600 million. All right, then. Now, let's get into some of the price action with Bitcoin because everyone is asking the question, what's next? Well, in today's live stream, we kind of gave you a nice little flavorsome heads up on what Bitcoin was likely to do. We gave you the XO charts flavor. NASDAQ was so close to coming back up to that point, okay? But they did actually, oh, wow, they did the W and they came back up. Happy days. That is crazy. They did it. Chat, Platinum chat, you guys know exactly what this is. They did it, all right? They did exactly the same thing. Look, you could have exploited that easily, all right? You could have exploited that. I hope you did, actually. Now, quickly going into Bitcoin. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. In today's live stream, ladies and gentlemen, I gave you the heads up that they're going to come back up into these imbalances. We were justifying why Bitcoin was going to start working their way back up to it. I was not bearish today, please. Now we need to understand where we are with Bitcoin. Okay? Let's just consider a couple of things. Oh my God. Did I just click that? We've got moon cycles as well. All right. We can't dismiss the moon cycles. But it's crazy. Everyone comes to me and says to me, you've seen the moon. It's a new moon, Tino, and all of that. All right. Always come to me after you tell me that. And it's just, you can't dismiss it. You can't. It sounds stupid. What do you use to trade? I use Ichimoku Clouds. Oh, wow. I'm an Elliott Wave master. Yeah, man. Okay, what else do you do? I'm a MACD dude. Oh, okay, cool. What about you? I'm Wyckoff. I'm all about those springs. Okay, cool. What about you? ICT all day. What about you, bro? I've got the moon cycle on my watch. When it's full moon, you know, I'll place a few longs, and when it's, you know, another moon cycle phase, I always get my moons wrong, okay? I'll start to sell. I just put the indicator on TradingView. When it's the dark moon, it's below. Oh, look. Moon, bruv. But there is weight to it. Because it's the representation of people's behavior seasonally. That's what it was back in the day. You have a look at some of the heavyweights of technical analysis back in the day. W.D. Gann, okay? And then Garrett as well. W.D. Garrett. They're all talking about the cycles of moons, cycles of human nature. Something happens when the moon is full. People act weird. They do. They really do. And it's really weird saying it. It is. It is. It really is weird saying it. It's madness that people just act different, okay? But the logarithmic growth curve has really put things into perspective for us with Bitcoin. We are now still in the buy or the fire sale zone. Rainbow. That's your TA. Rainbow. No discredit to it, okay? But if we're going to look at the logic of, I've got $1 million and I want to invest in Bitcoin, okay? Or I've got $1,000, I want to invest in something. And you come to this rainbow chart. It's self-fulfilling prophecy. Of course it looks good over here because they've been here before and it's done it before. So you're going to assume that the market's going to do the same thing. Yes, cool. All right. But what shakes people out is fast moves up like this, fast moves down. All right. This is where people pay the price. When you see Bitcoin consolidating sideways, there's a lot of people asking the question, where's it going to go? What's it going to do? Now, let me just go over to the super chat for a second. Bear with me a second. Here we go. So I've got this PMPY that I need to do. Is this level 3 peak formation on ORN? And you gifted 5 Traders Reality memberships. Thank you very much. Let's go today. Mad love to you, man. Thank you very much. I hope I'm entertaining you all. Are you not entertained? If I can't make this a fun experience for you, whilst trying to maintain some form of professionalism with gap fillers and all sorts of jokes like that, then look, it's going to be the most boring live you'll ever have, and you will walk away from this either with an opinion that is good, an opinion that is bad. Regardless, I have no interest in whether or not I have to be right or wrong. It doesn't matter to me. Why? Because I know tomorrow the market will be there. We know Bitcoin will be there unless we get an EMP and it completely wipes out everything. What happens there? Well, you ain't got to be worried about your Bitcoin if an EMP comes into play and completely wipes everything out. We won't have an internet to even come onto and complain about. What are we going to do about the live streams then? I can't fly anywhere. I ain't going to have no planes. I ain't going to get on no boat and try and ferry myself across the good old Atlantic to try and reach out to everybody and say, yo, 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 New York live open. Now we're going to be pulling out something like Fallout when we're trading bottle caps. So cryptocurrency is done if you lose your electricity. That's the truth. You know, that is the truth. And someone said, yeah, but if we have an EMP, won't I still not be able to access it via the cloud? Ah, bro. I wanted to slap that guy in the face when he said that. I really wanted to slap him. I just wanted to go and just stare at him in his face and be like, bro, do you understand what you just said? If we have an EMP, will you still be able to access your stuff on the cloud? Like, do we understand what we're saying here now, bro? Like, the cloud is not magical, okay? It's not floating about. The cloud is just a term they use to help you understand it. It's not in one place. It can be accessed anywhere because of its servers, bro. I'm not explaining it, but I really wanted to smack that person across the face. My patience was very, very slim with this guy. I was reading the comment and I was like, what are you doing, bro? Why would you say something so stupid? But it's... If he doesn't know, then you can only sympathize with the guy and be like, all right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt, but... Come on, bro, man. Come on, man. Anyways, let's get into some TA. Let's talk about what's been going on here. Gentleman's commented, sorry for me keeping you so long with this. PMPY... USDT, what is this? A very choppy asset, quite choppy. You're asking me questions. You need to tell us, where do you see PMPY going? I'm hoping this is your asset you're talking about. Where do I see it going? Well, let's just understand. Firstly, I mean, it's made a nice significant move up. It's recovered the previous wick. And a little bit of a tip for anyone trading altcoins. If you are trading altcoins and you've newly listed altcoins, give them a few weeks to find their feet, okay? Because 9 times out of 10, once they do find their feet, you'll start to see some interest coming in, and they're more than likely going to come back to the wicks that they create. If you go back in the channel and look at the altcoins that we've looked at that have done this sort of behavior, 9 times out of 10, they're coming back into the zone, all right? They're coming back into the wick, all right? So for those of you trading altcoins, keep that in mind, all right? Going to be looking at some altcoins in a second once I'm done with BTC. But let's just quickly go over to the Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance is now starting to move up, narrowly missing our 51.99% projection of the dominance coming into play to suggest that the altcoins will be maintaining their move to the upside. Quickly going over into the altcoin dominance. Here we go. So altcoin dominance, but you get what I mean. 65, and we're not even in an altcoin season just yet. So if 75% of the top 50 coins performed better than Bitcoin over the last season, 90 days, it is called altcoin season. We're not there just yet, guys. And we've just seen some very interesting, here's what you found. What have you done? Yes. Why are you reading the same thing? Anyways, stupid watch, man. I just use it for my heart to check out stress level. So, yeah, I've got a whoop, and I've got this heart thing, just to make sure that I keep myself on the cool, okay? I have very terrible sleep patterns. I've currently got nearly 11 hours worth of debt in sleep, okay? I need to recuperate that, and this is irrelevant information. Anyways, quickly, what have we got here? Let's clear all of this drawing stuff that we've got. over here. Yeah, let's clear that. Okay. So this is Solana right now. She's woken up, made the move up to recover the red vector candle region over here to the left of the chart, okay? Now, with Bitcoin dominance coming up, Solana seems to be doing okay. Ethereum, at the same token, has cleared out a very interesting zone to the upside, and it has been gunning for the highs ever since this speculation of the ETF. That's what we're looking at right now. Quickly going into what we spoke about earlier with regards to the short liquidations, a lot of people right now are gunning for longs, and open interest seems to be going up a little bit crazy. Exchange for Bitcoin outflows from exchanges is actually increasing, so we can see that as the idea of people actually storing their Bitcoin and holding, which could lead Bitcoin to continue higher up later on. A clear break of this range right now has triggered a lot of people's interest in Bitcoin. We go into the daily time frame just to look at where we are in terms of vector candles, and we can see over here the next vector candle points of interest in Bitcoin. We've recovered this area. The next one will be all the way up here at 63,660. Okay. Now, I don't know what you've got to be mindful of is this area here. Okay. Coupled with this area, which can be a little bit tricky. So this could be an area of resistance for Bitcoin, but inside of here are previous vector candles that we can expect Bitcoin to pull back on. This is what you've got to be mindful of when you're looking at Bitcoin right now. A lot of people are going to feel like they're missing out on the move to the upside. This is what I suggest the holders do. When this candlestick closes, right, just take the midpoint of this candlestick, okay? Now, if you remember, talk about the logic of the 5 and 13 EMA on the daily time frame. Now, I've been going in between various other things about the hybrid system, all right? But for the holders, this is fundamentally something you want to be paying attention to, okay? This yellow line, which is the 5 EMA, and the red line, which is the 13 EMA. Selling positions, as in selling your Bitcoin, on the basis that you had purchased it from these regions over here, only do that if Bitcoin were to come down and close below the 13 EMA. Now, logically, we're looking at the chart and you can see that that's the journey that the 5 and 13 EMA would logically assume. If the next candle on Bitcoin comes into play here, consolidates, and then continues to make the move up. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not too far away from the all-time high, okay? What did I say to you? All-time high by March? Pretty interesting. As in 100K by March 29th. That's what I said, okay? Imagine. Bitcoin only needs to move up 25% now to hit its all-time high. All right? Not bad. Okay? Even going into the quarterly returns, it's up now 28% for the quarter. That is brilliant. Oh, woo, Bitcoin. I'm so proud of you, man. Well done, bro. But please take into some consideration that there will be profit-taking opportunities because this week is filled with week of news that could compromise Bitcoin if Bitcoin is tethered to the idea of the stock market. Now, the stock market hasn't really been doing too much today. As you can see, NASDAQ and S&P have been trading sideways. Well, NASDAQ actually came down, and the S&P came down ever so slightly. They are pulling away from the high, so that's a little bit of a problem for us. But Bitcoin, after this move to the upside from the S&P, Bitcoin has effectively done the same thing now, okay? So if S&P is going to continue to drop down, then there could be a possibility that there's going to be some profit taking on Bitcoin. That's not me, again, pissing on your parade. It's helping you understand that it goes up and it goes down. All right. If you're an alien to that, then you're going to end up getting caught out and leaving money on the table. At minimum, right now, all of you should be getting ready to lock in profits. Okay. So here is an example of locking profits on Bitcoin. I'm going to have a look at a question here. Where are we? And will Bitcoin have a pre-halving dump or not? Pre-halving dump, probably, yeah. It probably will. But here, let me give you this so that you can put some understanding to it together and then say to yourself, okay, I'm cool with doing that, all right? So part and parcel of the hybrid system. Again, if you are new to the channel, make sure you are liking the live stream. It helps with the algo, and subscribe if you like what you've watched so far. And hit the ding-a-ling notification bell so you don't miss out on flavor like tonight. Now, In front of you, I've got 3 specific candlesticks in relation to the hybrid system, which would suggest to us that market maker is doing something. Remember, guys, market maker always are on the opposite side of clients' trades. So we understand that market maker is building positions of shorts. I've already given you the conversation about negative gamma, which means that the market makers are going to be buying Bitcoin on spot because there was a large amount of short positions opened, for example, on Ethereum, where loads of those positions had forced the market maker to start going negative gamma, to start buying on spot to hedge himself against the exposure of shorts that he's allowed to come into play, which is where price has gone up now, and he sets up his positions against you. When you buy, he sells. When you sell, he buys. That's why we trade green vectors and red vectors, okay? There are 3 specific green vector candles right here. Bitcoin has gone beyond the average weekly range, completely swept it and come back down again. It's holding out, okay? We've had the first move away from the psychological range. Logic says that if this move is false, at some point this week, Bitcoin should be coming back in towards this range. That means that the correction could actually finish in one of 2 areas. And this is what you've got to be mindful of, all right? This is just perspective. First green vector candle that we need to pay attention to is right here. All of you, on your charts, mark off the 53,966, okay? Mark that. That's the midpoint of the vector candle. Pay attention to price when it gets to that point. Then, take the next vector on the 1-hour time frame. Notice how there is some sort of median point right here, but we've got a wick. But I'll tolerate it. 53,208 is the next point of interest that you need to mark off on your chart, right? Next point, Bitcoin up here to the next low of the wick, 52,247. As long as Bitcoin stays inside of this range, then the move to the upside is still valid. But it does mean that Bitcoin could potentially come back to this point. What do you need to see happening to understand if Bitcoin is going to continue higher from this point? I'm going to tell you what you need to look at for it to go higher. I'm going to tell you what to look at for when it goes lower, okay? Go straight over into the daily time frame, okay? Right now, for the guys on the daily time frames, even if price was to come all the way back down, test each of these points right here, your trade is still good to the upside because Bitcoin has not invalidated the 13 EMA, which currently sits at 51,341, but it doesn't mean it's going to stay at that point. We just know that that's where the 13 EMA is right now, where there has been some form of curvature coming into play, right? As long as Bitcoin, this is for holders, as long as Bitcoin stays above the 5 and 13 EMA, okay? As long as it stays above it, your positions are still good to the upside. Tells us that the momentum for Bitcoin is still favorable. This could lead us to the next move up towards the all-time high. Now, the day trading opportunities, it can get a little bit complicated in the sense where if you do wait for price to go to this point right here, are you going to take a short or are you going to take a long? Because they could pull it back and bounce from that point and continue higher. They could pull it back, go to this point right here, come up, try and make a false move, and then come back down to test this point right here at the 53,208 and then continue away from that point. Day traders are going to have it a little bit harder at establishing what it's going to be. But holders, you have to do nothing or worry about anything unless Bitcoin does close below the 5 and 13 EMA on one daily candle. If it closes below it, all right, that's when you should start taking into consideration that you may want to take some profits off the table, okay? Or at least lock some in, because we've just had a breakout from a long range. Naturally, Asia's going to jump into this. Are they going to take profits, or is Bitcoin going to keep on marking up? Because we had tapped that 55K zone nearly at 54,932. No follow through just yet. Tomorrow's candle, or daily candle, which finishes in an hour's time, when that opens, we're going to know the proof of the move, okay? What else is there? Expect parabolic move from here. Won't stop until December with the occasional 20% dump along the way. Okay? Well, look, that's cool. If you can handle a 20% drop in Bitcoin, all right, then we're still good. So let's just say 20% drop on Bitcoin. Well, that's 7%, 7.5%. 20% drop. Well, that's 11%. Well, 20% drop on Bitcoin. Well, that takes us all the way down to 43. I mean, 44. Come on, man. Everyone was calling for Bitcoin 100K from this point. Why would they call for anything lower if it goes to 44,000? Why would it? It just wouldn't, would it now, would it? Like, I mean, let's be honest. It's just the last area that it moved from. Everyone was pumped about this move, this range. Oh my God, 44K Bitcoin. Oh my days. Cardi B style. Oh my God. All that madness. Yeah? This is a volatile asset. So anticipate that. Use the hybrid system to gauge the idea of where it could end up going. Okay? Are we good with that, ladies and gentlemen? What have we got here? I admire his trading expertise. Recently incurred losses seeking 100 euro support. 110 is 100 euro support. Well, this is what you've got to be mindful of, okay, when it comes to the logic of euro and the dollar dominance and Bitcoin. Bitcoin hasn't been following the dollar dominance because it's been trading or consolidating sideways, okay? The NASDAQ and the S&P have been moving up, okay? So there's that problem as well. But because of what's going on with the data that's coming out soon, it could be forcing investors to start turning back into cash. And the problem that I've got is dollar dominance. Dollar's trading sideways, okay? It's still in a huge area of support. Can expect the vector recovery, no problem, which they've already done, all right? But it's in a big area of support. And they're leaving clues behind. That's my issue with dollar. Because ultimately, investors will be investors. They will get rid of their positions. There's lots of selling happening in the stock market because prices are going up. People are taking profits, all right? So just keep that in mind. You might feel like you're missing out on something in cryptocurrency. Well, look, if I was to go and buy, if I had $1,000 right now and I was to get involved in cryptocurrency, and what would I do with $1,000? Well, I've missed out on what could be big movements, okay? I've missed out on Bitcoin, all right? Now, I can see TLM is starting to show some interest, okay? So let's just go and have a look at TLM, for example. Let's put things into perspective, all right? TLM, it's made a nice big move. It's very cheap, but it likes to make moves to the upside. If the principle that the altcoin market is starting to go into play, where we at? Where the 65 is the altcoin season index. Once it gets towards 75, it's altcoin season kind of thing. TLM could be something that actually garners interest and starts climbing back up because we have got huge imbalances on a lot of altcoins. This could be the stacking phase, okay? So with $1,000, not financial advice, but common sense, just have a look and wait and see how things play out with an asset like this. Whether you decide to invest in it or whether you decide to trade in it. And if you do, currently, what was it? Where we at? Here we go. You can deposit and trade and earn with MEXC, Traders Reality and what have you. You get a deposit bonus. It ends in 2 days' time. So if you are looking to trade, check out the MEXC, Traders Reality deposit bonus. But that ends in 2 days' time. So links in the description. So go check that out if you want to get involved in some leverage trading. But keep your size to a minimum, man. Don't exploit yourself. Don't be the exit liquidity right here. Please don't. Be the person that sells as prices are going up. Don't be the person that buys as prices are going up. And those of you that are looking to trade altcoins in these sort of scenarios right here, okay? If we're going into altcoin season, TLM could be working its way back up again. Go back into this chart over here and understand what else is getting traction. DAR, Pluton, whatever it is. I mean, that's an expensive one, but look at DAR. Let's just go and have a look at DAR for a second. Okay. I mean, look, that's 20 cents now, 23 cents, but it was pretty much doing the same thing as what TLM was doing. It's consolidating now. It's working its way back up. Okay. Look at that. Not bad for a recovery of a wick. Okay. I mean, that for me tells me that we're going to see some very interesting price action with this. Okay, 23 cents. And if this is going to be going where I think it's going to be going, well, we've got some vectors all the way up towards $1. That could be the case, but this could be a long-term play. All right, it might not happen overnight, but it could actually happen. Just keep an eye out. If we're going into what is the true bull run, all right, then we need to make sure that people start getting involved in cryptocurrency, okay? And we're waiting for the marketplace to really suggest that's going to be the case, okay? Now, let's just quickly go back into Bitcoin where we at, 54,663. Anything else? Questions? Nasana. You know what? Let's have a look at Nasana, because I know you spoke about that Jesus Skywalker. Nasana. Here we go. Gentleman asks a question about, oh my days, man. He asks a question in the live stream about Nasana and how to handle altcoins that are heading towards all-time highs. Okay. And that was, right, yeah, just on the, I think it was in the week of, yeah, last week. So let's just go with Monday or Tuesday. And I gave him the 5-minute strategy on the block trade principle. And I believe he was in the asset. And you must be sitting nicely, my friend. Happy days to you over there. What's going on over here? My heart. It's working. It must be working really well. Okay, then. Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, listen, mad love and respect. I just want to thank you very all. Live's coming to an end right now. Again, make yourself over to tradersreality.com if you want to learn more about the hybrid system and all the fun games that we talk about when it comes to trading. Everything you need is in the description of the video of anything I've mentioned tonight. But mad love and respect, guys. It's been a pleasure, and please pay yourselves, man. It costs you nothing to take profit from good old market maker. Mad love and respect, guys. Hit the like button on the way out and subscribe. You know what the deal is. Peace.